So I do cover quite a few of the Uber Lyft lawsuits that are going on because it can have an impact on you as a driver or even as a passenger, depending on what type of lawsuit it might be. But when going through some of the articles and coming across this lawsuit, it really makes you wonder what some people are thinking. That's what we're talking about right now. Hey everyone, Chris here from Real Rideshare Stories. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for different things within the rideshare industry, whether it's updates to what's going on, news, tips and tricks for passengers and drivers, or what actually happens on real rideshare rides, start now by hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel and become a channel member, you can do so by hitting the join button next to the subscribe button or link in the description below. There's different tiers and there's different benefits to each tier. And remember, all of it will be going back into the channel to make better content. Now, it's not mandatory, but it will be greatly appreciated. So as I'm going through the different types of articles that I'm reading for Uber and Lyft and different gig platforms, I come across this one, and it really makes me wonder. And I'm going to go over it because I find this awfully funny. And I'm going to want to know what your thoughts are going through this article. So this is an article from Business Insider, and it's titled, "A Woman Who Says She Broke Multiple Bones When She Crashed an Uber Scooter is Suing the Firm for Failing to Fit Turn Signals." So I want to know what your thoughts are based on that alone. Link will be in the description below also, so if you want to read the article in full, you can. But I want to know what you think about that just off the title. Comment below and let me know. And then also, as we go through the article, if your opinion changes or anything, make sure to add a reply into your comment so I can see if anything has changed or if not. So going on into the article, it says, "A woman who says she dislocated her hip and broke multiple bones when she crashed an Uber rental scooter is suing the company for failing to equip the vehicles with turn signals." Erin Norman, who crashed on the streets of San Francisco in 2019, filed a lawsuit against Uber Tech on Thursday. She crashed when she lifted her hand to indicate a turn on a Jump scooter, she said. Uber owned Jump until May 2020 when it sold it to Neutron Holdings, which operates as Lime. Norman needed emergency surgery and medical care for 9 months afterwards, according to the suit. Since the accident, Norman's quality of life has been unquestionably diminished. Now, right off the bat, talking about her injuries and all that, this isn't what the article or this video is about. It's about the lawsuit itself. Now, Norman, if you're ever watching this, I hope you have a good recovery. I hope you are able to recover 100%. I hope you don't have pain. I hope you are able to get past that and be okay. That is not what I want to highlight here, but I do want to make sure I say, I hope you're okay. It sucks if you get hit, especially if you are just trying to, get about your day. Obviously, things have changed for you, and I hope you are okay. But going on in the article, it says, Norman accused Uber of failing to provide any device or mechanism to safely signal a turn despite designing the vehicle's use on city streets where signaling is required. Now, that's not all true because bikes also are on the street and they do not require to be fitted with turn signals. You have to signal whether you are turning or not. And then you are also paying attention to the area around you with the vehicles around you. So that is a little bit of stretch in my opinion. Again, I want to know what your opinions are when you're reading through this with me, or listening to it, depending on what it is. But then it goes on, and the filing said that the technology exists to add turn signals to the scooters, adding that if these defendants cared about the safety of their riders, they would add turn signals to every scooter in their fleet. Now, I agree, Uber and Lyft and these other companies probably don't really care about the safety. They care about the bottom line, and that is the cash. They do put a lot more things into safety on the passenger side of things, but they also lack a lot of safety issues when it comes to drivers. And that's what a lot of drivers are having issues with. So I can understand that. But the question that I have is, if you have technology to these scooters, how is it going to even look? Where are you even going to put it? And how will cars even really see it? Because you have a scooter, which is your handlebars, and then you have like a skateboard type thing. We all know what a scooter looks like. Behind it, you have the brake on the pedal or maybe the handbrake. So where are you going to put these turn signals? And then way at the bottom, not many cars are going to be looking at the street level because they're looking forward. So is that really going to be something that a turn signal can be there? Are you going to put them on the handlebars, and how's that going to work? So I'm not quite sure. If you know this technology some way, somehow, comment below with where you know it is. Uber didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. The other defendants in the case are Neutron Holdings, which makes sense because Uber and Neutron Holdings are the two parties that are the responsible scooter owners, which are operating as Lime, and manufacturers Segway and Xiaomi Inc. None of them immediately responded to a request for comment. So this person is trying to essentially change the entire scooter game and how scooters look. So that includes even Segway. Now, if that includes Segways themselves, I'm not entirely sure. But Uber bought the electric bike and scooter startup Jump for $200 million in 2018. In May, Uber announced it was investing $170 million in transportation company Lime, which also acquired tens of thousands of Uber Jump's bikes. So now I do want to know, has anything changed in your opinion during this article from the title through the article or not? Comment below with any of the changes, hit that reply. But I want to know what you think on this type of lawsuit. Do you think this is something that's way too stretching? Do you think it's a little strange or whatnot? Comment below, let me know. Now, going back to this person, I hope you do have a speedy recovery from whatever it may have happened. And I do hope that you have no pain going forward, or at least as minimal as possible. I know injuries like this are very tough, especially that type of lengthy recovery where you said you had 9 months worth of, different surgeries and recovery time and all that stuff. So I do hope that you have the best that you can in terms of recovery. And like I said, the most minimal amount of pain, if any at all. I'd rather have no pain for you. But unfortunately, sometimes these things will create residual pain. So I do hope you have a speedy recovery. Now, going on to this lawsuit, in my opinion, I think this is a stretch, a really big stretch. Now, one of the things that they're doing is they're trying to get all of the scooter makers together on this list, so it will essentially change how scooters are made by having these turn signals. Now, again, going back and saying bikes, they don't all have them and they're not required, even though they're on the streets. So that is not necessarily true. Then on top of that, again, the scooter, where are you going to place it that it's going to be visible to the people around you that it's going to happen? And again, if you know this technology or something, let me know because I'd like to at least see it. I'm just kind of going off what I think in my mind, so I don't have the knowledge or know-how of how it's going to work. But if you put it down on the street level, that's going to be very hard for people to see because you're going to have street reflections and all that. Most people, again, are looking straight forward. They're not looking down at the street. Then if you put it on the sides of the handlebars, there's a body that's going to be blocking at least one of the turn signals for some people who are driving by. Either way, like I said, I think this is a stretch. It'll be pretty interesting to see, though, what happens and what comes about it from this. Because, yeah, this could be something that could change how scooters essentially look. But now going forward, if there is anybody who is using a scooter, who's using a bike, who's using anything, walking even on the roads, just pay attention to what's going on around you. Cars unfortunately, are not always paying attention or even looking in your direction. There's distracted driving, people on cell phones. There's people who are looking at other areas when they're driving. Maybe they're looking at somebody turning. Maybe something else is going on. So you want to make sure you pay attention to the area around you so you stay safe. So don't walk out into the middle of the road thinking a car is paying attention and going to stop. Not necessarily going to have the right of way if they're not paying attention. Cars take much longer to stop than anything else. So again, just be careful whenever you're out, whether you're turning or whatnot. Just make sure you're paying attention to the area around you so you are able to get home safe and able to avoid some sort of collision and accident that could result in something like what this woman had to deal with. And then also cars, trucks, motorcycles, anything that's on the road that's driving as a vehicle, make sure you're paying attention to these people on scooters, on bicycles, walking, the pedestrians and all that. Make sure you're paying attention to the area around you because, again, something could happen where they could just pull out right in front of you. If you're not paying attention, you're going to be okay. Maybe not mentally because of what had happened, but physically you will be. But that person could have some very, very serious injuries. So just make sure you're paying attention. Put the phone down in a way. Don't be on the phone. Also, pay attention to the road. Make sure you're scanning, defensive driving, all that good stuff. So you are going to be okay. And you and everybody else on the road will get home safe. Now, with that being said, that is the end of the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Also, make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. And again, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can become a channel member by hitting the join button either next to the subscribe button or a link in the description below. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, your delivery drivers, and your shoppers. And we'll see you next time.